This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. As a newcomer to the sequel, I am finding myself just impressed with how this sequel is able to improve on the first. And to clarify, I have not played the entire game yet, and for me, this is all new. I haven't seen footage or trailer stuff for Sly 2 before starting this title. It is rare to go into something blind. It is even more rare to go into an older title that was very popular at the time and know nothing. Playing this just puts a smile on my face. I would play a bit more and then be like, well, that was kinda cool and creative. Then I'd play a bit more and I'd be saying the same thing again. After I completed the first episode, I wish I could just do nothing else but play this title. Mechanics, humor, structure, and even options, along with other stuff, all sees improvements to the core formula. So with all that being said, I wanted to highlight especially the first episode, the very first heist, to properly express what Sucker Punch was able to deliver with it.
Imagine the hatred fueling that first decision to replace his mortal body with soulless machinery. Ultimately, it did the trick. Clockwork lived on. He caught up with my parents, and I wound up in an orphanage. It's there that I met my pals, Bentley, the brains of our outfit, and Murray, the brawn. They turned out to be all the family I needed. 2 years ago, I thought I'd finished it. How naive to think I could so easily put an end to that kind of hatred. And now he's back. In pieces, sure, but the threat is real. Does the Claw Gang even realize what they've stolen? I don't know what's in my future, but I won't let it be a repeat of my past.
So after completing the excellent introduction, you are in the first episode, the Black Chateau. It is cool to see us returning to Paris, since this was the first location that we started in for the prior game. But here it is very different and expanded. That is something that I noticed a lot playing the very first episode, was how Sly 2 feels like this natural, organic, and expanded look on the core gameplay and world of the first, where you had hub-like locations for the first with those episodes. Here we get an open city. At the start of this, I really liked taking this all in, running around the city and fighting enemies and collecting more coins too. I really appreciated how this environment is constructed in such a way to accommodate the player, to really give them multiple options to get back to the rooftops as a means to traverse the environment vertically, along with being able to dodge many of the enemies. For example, there seems to be poles and objects to jump on too for Sly to be able to get back to the roof if they so choose. The rooftop lurking and sneaking element is a nice touch as well. Now it isn't like this is the most expansive open world, but rather a mini one that gives you a space that you'll be fully utilizing a lot within this episode, and then having it become a more textured place. Now, even before this, you visit your hideout. Again, a really cool addition to have a safe house that you can go back to at any time. Along with this, you are briefly introduced to an economy system, where it would seem that coins that you collect now are connected to upgrades that you can purchase. I believe in the first, the coins allowed you to get more horseshoes or more lives. Again, being that breaking stuff in Sly is satisfying and enjoyable, you will continue to smash and whack anything you come across.
I had to call in a few favors to get the goods on the Claw Gang's local operator, Dimitri, a sort of underworld celebrity, equally at home in high-class art circles and shady back-alley crimes. He was once a passionate young art student who worked hard to develop his own visionary style.
I absolutely love the structure to the episode. So the episode has a main heist that you need to complete. That's your main objective. But Sly and his crew need to do all the legwork to be able to actually successfully pull the heist off, which means doing all the pieces or lining stuff up so that the heist can be completed. This feels like in game form, like in movies where you'd watch a heist film or something like it, and then you'd be able to see all the parts that work up to the big heist. The cool thing here is that you get to participate in every step and then get to pull off the heist, so you get that payoff. So there is this feeling of things continually building, because the player knows the specific goal, and then how each task you do is then building up to something. For example, you may need to line up satellites, hack the mainframe, or take pictures of the item that you need to steal. Sometimes you might need to tail or even contend with the main villain before the big encounter at the end of the level. Now when I started this, I was just enjoying how all of this works, along with the new sneakier elements added to the stealthier side of the game. For example, you can pickpocket enemies and perform stealth takedowns. Probably one of the coolest surprises that sort of compounded was how you get to play as other members of the crew. I love Sly's team from the first. In 2, Murray definitely received the biggest upgrade. He is still silly and the humor is upped with him too, but you really get to see how his size and strength plays into things. So when the game presented a Murray mission, I was really surprised by this. He is stronger than Sly and can pick up both objects and stunned enemies and then throw that at stuff to be able to complete his own objectives. With all that being said, I thought it would still be Bentley being the guy in the chair feeding them information, and Sly and Murray then being the playable characters. But later in the episode, Bentley gets to complete some of his own missions that work towards the big heist. He has a ranged weapon along with bombs. Being that this was my first time with Sly too, I went in completely blind. I had no idea the entire team was fully playable here, and even better, they aren't just playable with their own missions, but the entire open area of the level too. So going back to what I said before, you play each part of the heist, each of the crew members contribute to it, and it all has this really awesome and earned feeling. When it comes to actually doing the heist itself, that does not disappoint as well. It's a multi-phase mission and has the players switching between playing each of the characters as you see how their distinct roles are intermingled and weave with each other. Then you have the boss fight where you face off with Dimitri, and this is more of a free-form fight where you need to dodge his shots.
The rest of the Claw gang have to be stopped. Clockwork will never again see the light of day. Just hand over the tail feathers and we can...
What is this with clocks, bro? Have you no vision? Are you hearing what I mean to you? You think you have juice? Don't show me a little mind when talking about such big things. You think you can swing the bat? Show your bling and let me shine you.
I have no idea what you're saying. And your suit sucks.
Ah! Let's dance!
Sly Cooper has been such an absolute joy to experience and play. I have heard of these games, especially during the generation they came out. I got the PS2 very late in the cycle, and it honestly hasn't been until now where I've been able to actually sit down and play all of these. What gems they are too. You wish for a lot of stuff that I found within Sly, and especially too, engaging action platforming gameplay, this game has it. Where the first game had a layer of sneakiness to everything, from the animations to Sly's movements, specific animations you could do along with other gameplay elements. The sneakiness in 2 gets expanded upon with much more options. Then you have a story with characters and even villains all with distinct personalities, and they are very memorable. Sly 1 had a nice sense of humor, with 2 making me laugh out loud a bunch. The visuals were great for 1. Like with most things, expanded upon with new settings like how the intro level is featured at the evening. Then you have other presentation elements with the music being great as well. What I'm trying to say is that Sly just has it all. The act of having the player play through each piece of the heist, from the setup to executing it, making those actions really memorable, and then having that ultimate feeling of having it feel earned with the heist itself. You are immersed in this universe of sneakiness, thievery, and just plain fun. And even more so, the game looks like these developers effortlessly were able to pull this off. But in actuality, the only way the developers were able to do this is through hard work and incredible talent. The more I play, the more I see why fans love this so much as I keep going. You can count me among them too. Do you love Sly Cooper? Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.